Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chris. Welcome to LinuxTechGeek. So, in today's video, what I was wanting to do is I was wanting to kind of give you guys a little channel update, let you guys know about some of the things that I got coming up as far as video ideas, and let you guys know about the new Twitch account that I made, and talk about some of the shorts that I've been making, as well as answer some of y'all's questions. Now, I'm choosing to do this video and put all of this kind of stuff in one video for you guys. That way, I don't have to make separate video for each different subject. Not only that, but throughout the week, you guys do ask me a lot of questions here on the channel, and I try to answer most of those questions, but sometimes I do short answer those simply because it's a lot to type. And yeah, I get lazy just like everybody else, right? So what I thought I would do is I would go through, I got 4 or 5 different things I want to talk about here. I'm going to try to put chapters down below, so if you guys don't care about the question part but you guys care about another part, then you guys can switch around. Okay, so the first part of this is going to be some questions that you guys have asked me, and I may have answered these, but I was really wanting to just answer these in a more video format. Okay, so first question is, what are my thoughts on Geeks versus NixOS? Now, I told this individual that I didn't really have any thoughts simply because I haven't installed Geeks, and that's still true. Now, thinking on it though, I think both of the GNU Geeks and NixOS, I really think they're almost the same thing, right? They're as far as I know, GNU Geeks is a immutable distro. Same thing with NixOS. They both have like a store type of thing. The only thing I think is different is I think Nix might actually have more packages. I'm not for sure on that. Like I said, I've never installed GNU Geeks. And I think the way that you write some configuration stuff, I want to say GNU Geeks uses like a schema type of language, where Nix has it has its own programming language, right? So I mean, it's a toss up, probably whatever one that you like. Now, with saying that, I may or may not be possibly making a video on trying out GNU Geeks. We'll have to see about that, but I hope that answers the question. And honestly, I just can't give you a full-fledged answer still, because I just don't have, I don't have the data to kind of back up my answer. When is the part 2 video of the Gen 2 install guide coming out? When I put out that Gen 2 2024 install video, I told you guys that that's going to be a part 2 video of installing Xorg and all that stuff, getting up the desktop. That's still coming. Okay. Now, if you followed along on the channel this past week, you will know that I switched over to NixOS. I am running NixOS. I'm still on NixOS. I have not installed Burp Manager yet. Burp Manager is virtualization, so I can do all that fun stuff. I haven't set that up yet. As soon as I do, what I will have to do is I will have to reinstall Gen 2, and then I can make the part 2 of Gen 2 install. Okay, so that's still coming. Nothing's changed. I just have not gotten around to that yet. Now, the third question comes from an individual who said, he said that when I made my I'm back video, he said that I really didn't fully give a full explanation of what happened to my system, and how I fixed it to get back in Linux. So what I think happened, 100%, what I think happened was, when I did an update in Windows, pretty much there was a BIOS update, and what I think happened is that it switched a couple of settings there in BIOS, like it reset to default for some reason. was saying that what I actually did to fix it is I remember I got into BIOS, I turned secure boot on and off a couple of times, and then I was messing around with UEFI, and I also reset some of the keys, some of the secure boot keys, and that seemed to kind of do the trick. Now, with that being said, it was just me messing around with a couple of settings, restarting, trying to boot, and one of the settings that I did mess with eventually fixed the problem. Thank God. And yeah, that was it. That was all I did. It took me probably a good 30 minutes to fix that issue, and I'm glad that I took the time to get that resolved. But thank you for the question, and I do apologize that I didn't fully give you an explanation in the I'm back video. As far as the content here on the channel, some video ideas that I have coming up is I definitely want to look at some more programs that I haven't fully looked at. Also, I want to, I told you about the Gen 2 Part 2 video. There is also another distro, another individual commented on, asked me would I check out, and I told them that I would. So that's probably going to be on the horizon as well. And like I said, we may check out GNU Geeks since I'm kind of on this immutable distro kick right now. And yeah, that's some of the ideas I got going on. I know there's 3 or 4 different programs that I've been thinking about, and I've already kind of started installing a couple of those and just checking them out, not diving deep into them, but really just kind of checking them out. So now, as far as the other content here on the channel, you guys will know that I have been posting some shorts here lately. So there's a couple of reasons why I've been posting shorts, and number one, they do really well in the YouTube algorithm, okay? And number two is because there is certain programs that I use, and you don't really need a hour-long explanation on these programs, right? I don't need to make a 10-15-minute video on some of these programs and go into every detail about this program in order for you guys to kind of to get the idea on how to use this. A lot of times, a lot of these programs, I mean, you can probably explain it or show how to use it in 60 seconds or less, right? So that's kind of behind the idea of some of the programs that I've showed you so far. Now, with that being said, if you do want a deeper dive into some of these applications, just give me a comment, and yeah, I'll see what I can do. So as far as the other big thing here on the channel is my Twitch account. So I'm super excited about this Twitch account. If you remember, I made a big brain idea type of video where I talked about learning a programming language over there on Twitch, and I told you that I was going to be building like a project. So the project that I actually decided on and that I kind of started working on last week was it's a card game, right? So the card game is called War. Now, I don't know how old a lot of you guys are, but I am 38, and I remember growing up as a kid, me and my brother, we would play a card game called War. And the idea behind this card game is that you deal out all the cards, so each person has half the cards, right? Then you would flip up one of your cards, like all the cards would be face down, and you would flip up one of your cards. And if your card was higher than their card, you would win their card. However, if your card matched their card, so let's say they drew a jack and you drew a jack, if your cards matched, what would happen is you would lay down 3 cards face down, and then you would flip up that 4th card in order to see if your card was bigger than their card. If your card was bigger than their card, then you got all of the cards. If Of course, if it was less than their card, they would get all your cards. And the idea behind this little card game essentially is just to collect all of the cards, right? So that is kind of the idea behind the little card game. And I think initially when I started doing this project, I really didn't understand how hard it was to create cards in code, especially in code that I'm not very familiar with. I'm not a Go programmer, or anything like that. I've been dabbling in Go. I like it, but I am nowhere near as crisp in this programming language as I'd like to be. So I want to show you guys the code that I've gotten done so far, as well as the actual program itself or the card game. And yeah, it's actually been a lot of fun. Projects go. Let's just name the card game. So if I do go run main.go, so you will see the only thing that I have done so far is I've actually gotten it to randomize all of the cards here. There we go. So I fixed the fonts for you guys. So pretty much the only thing that I have actually gotten done is gotten the import of some things up here that I'm going to be using. Okay. Random. We got a random number generator going. Okay. These are some slices of cards. I made from these slices, I have made a full deck right here. Right here is where we're shuffling the cards. Right here, I was just printing out, testing out a couple of different functions. This and this doesn't really matter too much. And then I was asking myself some of these comments. I was asking myself, hey, how are we gonna throw the cards down? How are we gonna display the cards for a user? And then I just wrote a couple of functions to do some of this. And then I was trying to create some game logic at the end, but I think I was just running out of steam, honestly. And then this little function right here, this took me quite a while to make. I know it looks small, but pretty much what it does is I was having a hard time figuring out how to get each player half the cards, right? Because like I said, you take a full deck of cards and you split that deck of cards into half of the cards, and so that's all that did. So it's nothing too fancy, nothing too big, but it's something that I did work on, and it did take quite a while to do, and it was it's cool. It's a cool, nice little project, and it's something to kind of get my brain a ticking. Okay, let's hop over there on my Twitch channel though, and I will show you guys what I've done as far as channel art and all that stuff, and let you guys know when I'll be live. I have actually done a little bit on the channel. I do got 6 followers now, which isn't too bad. We got 16 views on the last video. So the last video was about 4 days ago, it looks like. I do have to put these type of programming videos or these programming lab things under the just chatting section, because they don't really have a programming, like certain section for programming. Also, I went ahead and added some channel art to the channel here. That way you guys can see all of that stuff. And I've made a countdown timer when I will be going live. So now this is gonna be the stream schedule. I'm gonna be streaming every single Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And the reason I chose 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time is simply because I have a full-time job, okay? And at 6 p.m. on Friday, what happens is I have to pick up my actual real work schedule. Okay, so I was going to do it around 6:30, but then I forgot that on Fridays I have to pick up my work schedule, and I didn't think that was a good time. So I think 7 o'clock is about perfect for myself. That way, it gives me enough time to get home from my actual real job, get kind of settled in a little bit here at the house, and then I can kind of focus some attention on the stream and kind of get everything set up. So that is just some of the things I got going on, guys. Give me a thumbs up here on the video if you do like the content. Also, if you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you are someone that has not already subscribed here to the channel, be sure to subscribe if you like programming, if you like Linux, if you like being a nerd, then hit the subscribe. I do a lot of cool things here on the channel, and I try to educate as best as I possibly can. All right, with all that being said, if you guys are interested in the programming side of things, be sure to head over there to twitch.tv/LinuxTechGeek. I'll put the link in the description of this video, and come hang out with me. All right, so until next time, you guys take care, be safe, and peace. Bye, guys.